One Piece chapter 1003. Let's go. It's called Night on the Board. The cover page raised you getting a flower from a scorpion out in the desert. Fun, cool. Moving on to the action. Moving on to the action as Kaido. Oh my god. Kaido is literally just taking everything that Luffy can unload on him. He's just taking it. He's taking everything. And just all these panels of Luffy getting just pummeling Kaido. He's just laying into him. And I'm just like, yo, I could easily see like 5 minutes of Luffy just laying into Kaido in the anime. Like it is something else. And I love how, Kid and Law and Zoro are just looking up like, you done? And Big Mom's like, what the heck is going on? As Luffy finishes things by just laying Kaido into the ground. He plants his head like a damn daisy. And it's just like boom, Kaido's on the ground. It almost looks like he's out. It almost looks like he's done. Big Mom is shocked, and then Luffy deflates. Like that's it. Luffy hit his limit. He gave everything he could. And Kid is just like, wait, when did he strike you, Straw Hat? But Law is just like, nah, I've seen this before in Dressrosa. It's the consequence of his ability. He's gonna be out of hockey for like 10 minutes. And Kid's just like, okay, there we go. Like, all that power, and, it had to come with some kind of cause. But because of that, we can go after Kaido, but then in comes Big Mom with an attack called Happy Mother's Blaze, trying to go after Luffy, and he's only saved because in comes Zoro on that hype shit, just be like, no, you don't. He picks up Luffy and dashes as Big Mom is going after him. But Kid Killer, they're just like, whatever. We're going after Kaido. We are going to just keep the pressure on the dude. While Law, being a good bro, because they're still in an alliance, he goes after Big Mom. And I'm just like, yo, Law! And he goes in with his counter shock and zaps the hell out of her. It's just like, how do you like being zapped? You were all zap happy last chapter. Let get you some of this. Meanwhile, as Kid and Killer are going in on Kaido, Kaido just picks himself up and it's just like he just starts spinning around all willy-nilly and brings out an attack called Dragon Twister, which is just like, oh, of course he has attacks kind of reminiscent of Zoro's Tatsumaki. And so it's just like he just blows away Kid and Killer in this massive attack, and it just brings out all these tornadoes. Like all these twisters just touch down. And I'm full on with Zoro where he's just like, oh, you've gotta be kidding me. This guy's like a friggin' natural disaster. And even Zoro and Luffy get caught up in it, and Luffy goes flying, and Kaido full on eats him. Just, whoom, you're mine. It's just like, gum. And Zoro reacts, and he's just like, oh, you will not eat my captain. Breaks out the three sword style, and of course you have Enma glowing up a storm. You see the semblance of a dragon appear, and Kaido's just like, oh, that sword. That's the source of the hockey. Oh god, that's Odin's sword. Just as Zoro goes in and cuts Kaido, like we're talking full on blood splatter, Kaido coughing up blood. It's just an attack called Black Rope Dragon Twister. Wicked! And Zoro really manages to get in a solid hit on Kaido. Awesome. And even Killer's just like, whoa, he sliced the scales. Kaido spits out Luffy. Big Mom's just like, I can't believe that brat actually managed to cut Kaido. But Kaido, he's just like, okay then. Yo, alright, you wanna challenge me to a dragon off? Bring it on, motherfucker! And he brings out everything as he brings out Dragon Twister, Demolition Breath, which sends out again all these waves of wind blades going all over the place. You know, Kid is his Punk Gibson is being sliced up, but again, it's scrap metal. He can just bring it back together. Law is popping in and out of the scene with his shambles. Zoro is basically just carrying Luffy at this point. He like Zoro it was feels like he was specifically here to pick up the slack that Luffy has, as well as make sure Luffy doesn't get himself frigging killed. Because you know none of these other guys were gonna do this for Luffy, and we even have actually Killer deflecting the blasts. I'm just like, oh, okay, Killer can deflect the blasts. But then we cut into the Onigashima Hall itself, and we see the battle raging on as the rubble drops down. But the main point is a discussion going on. We see the severed head of Orochi. He's still apparently dead. How about that? But it's Cypher Pole Aegis Zero in one of the halls, just talking things out. Apparently, one of who's people with the Sheikah like mask on, paper mask, is observing things and recounting where the battle stands. That the enemy forces started out at 5,400, but they've lost 400 people, which, and their forces were started out with 30,000, but they're down 3,000 people. So the sneak attack did manage to take out a massive amount of the enemy forces, but they still just have a lot of forces in spades, though. And the members of Cyberpol Aegis Zero, are basically just paying some lip service, being like, this battle seems to have been 20 years in the making. Doflamingo would have been the deciding factor to keep this from happening, but with him being out of the picture, Kaido and the Worst Generation were always going to come into conflict at some point. It seemed like it was ordained. The pirates and the samurai joining hands, of course. You know, the world is in a bit of imbalance, though, and it would be really wild if two of the four emperors would fall. You know, but they note that it's not really it's not anything to be concerned about ultimately, and they note it's just like I was saying before, the samurai had a good start with everything, with a sneak attack. That was a brilliant way of doing things. But even if they do take the leaders, that won't be the end of the battle. It's not. We're on an island. Like even if you just have Kaido's most powerful forces, they each could eliminate 100 soldiers. So, even as more and more of the allied forces continue on, it's just like 27,000 to 5,000. Yeah, the good guys are in a between a rock and a hard place. Yeah, they note the new generation won't be able to stop the forces. They'll be overrun. The outcome is not in doubt. The Kaido's forces will win. So, whatever. The pirates will just take each other out, and then that's where we'll step in. So it's obvious that Cypher Pole Aegis Zero is playing the long game here. They're trying to go in once whichever side manages to take each other down, and they'll reap the reward. And it's good to see this government just kind of in the background, scoping things out, being like, okay, what can we do? What way can we sneak around and throw our hand in a pot or something? So it's a very interesting angle, and it's very Cypher Pole. It is very on brand for Cypher Pole. Though I'm still kind of shocked that Orochi is dead. Like, Orochi's just dead. Like, damn. I really am wondering if this is just the end of things. Or we're gonna find out that Orochi's head is there, but his body ran off or something. Like, that would be kind of wild. But We cut to panels of Frankie and his battle with Sasaki, and it really isn't looking like he's making out the best. Sanji seems shocked and beaten and bloody, so there's no telling how well he's doing against Black Maria. We have Usopp, Nami, and Tama still continuing to run away from the pursuing uh, God, I am just completely blanking on her name. Ulti. There we go. Um, Jinbei still going at it with Who's Who. We cut to a moment of Yamato still protecting Momonosuke and Shinobu. All good, all fun. But then we cut to the end of the chapter where Luffy, Law, Kid, they look on as Kaido has entered his hybrid form. And Kaido is just like, this has been pretty fun. And Charlotte Lin agrees. It's just like, I was just thinking the same thing. They're not even worse for wear. Like, that's the thing. Going up against these two, Luffy, Law, Kid, even with the damage that Zoro has inflicted, and even with Killer's weird techniques, which a lot of people have said is a sonic attack, they are beaten to shit. They are rough. They are looking rough. But Big Mom, Kaido, they got that second win. It's just like, oh, man, I might need to start getting a little serious against these whippersnappers. Like, what they gonna do? Like, this can't end with their victory. Like, I really do think Kaido and Big Mom are gonna come out on top here. And it's gonna be this weird and wild situation of Big Mom and Kaido continuing on their reign of terror. But it's just like, but what then? Then the flower capital gets crushed. Like, you can't have that. And I'm really wondering what's gonna happen. Like, it really is up in the air how this goes down. Cause even a cool killer attack from Zoro only did so much. Like, even the Scabbards managed to cut Kaido, and that's because he kind of let his guard down because he was just like, oh, their will reminds me of Odin. Like, so it really is hard to tell where this is all leading. What's gonna happen if the heroes can achieve victory, because the odds really are against them. Unless, I don't know, the Straw Hat Grand Fleet comes in to back them up or something. Yeah, our heroes got nothing in the tank, man. The Straw Hat Grand Fleet has to appear here and now. Shanks has to appear. Blackbeard needs to appear. Something has to happen to give our heroes the edge, or they lose here, and millions of people die. Well, thousands. More like thousands of people die. But even still, I just don't see how Luffy gets out of this. Or Oda's gonna pull something out of, and it's gonna shock all of us. And I'm wondering, what do you think it's gonna be? How do they overcome this? Luffy has no more gas. Zoro, can't really just handle both of these guys. Kid's only done so much damage, Law's only done so much damage, and even Luffy with all of his power has only done so much damage. What's gonna happen? Where is this going? Tell me your thoughts and theories in the comment section below, because I am at a loss. I've told you what I think needs to happen. Some form of ally has to show up, but who? That's anyone's guess. But, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, and hit me up in the comments. I'm really curious to know what you people think. But until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.